Okay. I'm checking in here at Home Depot. There's like, well, there was like 8 trucks ahead of me. Now there's only 3. But anyhow, I was talking to my brother about these stocks. My brother was like, I should have did what you did. You're making more money a month than I am. Because I told him, I said, I'm only making like, well, here, let's go look real quick. Oh, scared me for a second. I'm only making $285 a month. You know, basically that's only 1 day's income. Not quite. I actually make a little less than that, technically, if you count every single day. So let's just check that out real quick. 5,000 divided by 30. So I make about 166 a day. So we'll just say 175. Or even 150. So maybe I'm closer to having 2 days worth of income than 1 day's worth of income per month. Don't worry, dude, I'm not gonna run you over. Not on accident, anyway. Anyhow. Oh yeah, I gotta get my ID ready for the guard. I'm up here shortly.
Turn left.
Okay. So, but if you divide that by let's see, 28, 26, 24, 22. That's more like what I make when I'm working. So let's say 225. So I'm just over a day's wage. But that's not considering working every day. Here comes the guard. Hello.
How's it going? You got an empty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Been here last 30 days?
Yeah. You need to see in the back?
Yep, here shortly. Give me 1 second, alright? I ain't got there for you. Real fast. Okay. What's that load to when you pick it up? 241?
231-629-462.
462?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have you step out, open up the doors in the back for me.
The baby pig, she runs your life. The baby pig, it runs your life. It went right underneath the barbed wire, and then it peeped in on your wife. Oh yeah, your wife, it peeped in on.
Okay, who's calling me? I guess somebody called me while I was out. Oh brother tried calling me back. Anyway, I almost lost my train of thought, but my brother calling me actually reminded me, you know. So here's my projected income for next year is basically almost still $300 a month. Now, in a previous video, I was talking about how my brother dumped a bunch of money into BITO and he was making almost $1,000 a month. And I was like, whoa, I need to catch up, you know. Well, my brother got a huge dividend cut. And now I'm making more a month than he is. And now he's like, oh, I screwed up. I need to diversify my portfolio. And it's like, well, yeah. It's almost like my brother and I are constantly in this race against each other. I have more land than he does, so he's trying to catch up with me and have as much real estate as I do. Then he got his dividends up quicker and better than I did, so I was in a race to get my dividends up. But not just to catch up with him. I mean, I just trying to get my dividends up in general, so I don't have to kill myself and be a slave to the system. If I would have known what I know now a long time ago, I would have put all my money, or as much of my money as possible, into dividend stocks when I was younger, and busting my balls when I was younger, slaving to the system. And then I would have had that extra passive income coming in.
Okay. We're going to drop this one in 801, alright? It's going to be in the second row over to this side, okay? Not the first row to your left, but the row behind that row.
Yeah.
Alright, put it in 801. Make sure you slide the candles to the rear. Once you get over there, change your there. The low, your paperwork for the low is going to be at the office down there. You mentioned the office down there?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to be in, the low is going to be in 915 on the same side you're dropping on, but on the left side by the fence.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So 367 for the bills.
Thank you. Anyways, I already knew all that, but anyways, so yeah, my brother and I were in a race to build our assets, and it's kind of good because, you know, it's good competition. We're not like trying to cut each other's throats or anything like that, because pretty much everything that I acquire is going to his kids. I'd give them to my own kids, but my own kids... Come on, dude. What the fuck? Stupid truck drivers. He's looking at me like I'm the dumbass and I was here first. Fucking asshole. Fuck off, motherfucker. I'm not even gonna get in a fight with this douchebag. Stupid ass. Anyways. Stupid is what stupid does. Alright, where am I going? 801. This place is a lot busier than it used to be. Alright, sorry for the drama. Truck driving can be stressful and aggressive. Sometimes you have to be aggressive because other people are either stupid and or aggressive, and you just got to deal with stupid all the time. Alright, I already took my pictures, so I don't got to worry about that. Let's do my U-turn here, do my setup, and back in. go far enough. There we go. It's a little tighter than I thought it was gonna be. People didn't drop their trailers in this section like they're supposed to. But that's alright, I've been doing this 30 years. I can work with it. Once I get back in here, I'll finish my video. So yeah, anyways. So I'm making almost 300 bucks a month, which isn't anything to complain about. Oh yeah, so my brother dumped all of his money into BITO, or at least a large majority of it. Then he got a dividend cut. But last month, BITO stocks or dividends are supposedly back up now. See, they were paying like 74 cents a share. Then it dropped down to like 10 cents a share. And now it's back up to 14 cents a share. So my brother's kind of like, I screwed up. And of course, BITO stock is down as well. You know, mine's down almost $1,300. And my IRR is down because I haven't made enough dividends to make up for the money that I lost on the cash value side. So, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to recover. It says that the yield, hang on. Yeah, it says that the yield is 78% almost. But if they're only going to be paying 14 cents a share, then I don't think the dividend is that high, or the yield is that high. But anyways, it'll go back up though. But like I said, it was 74, 78, 84, 76, 86, $1.28, blah, blah, blah. It's been consistently high. It dropped here April of last year a little bit. But it's been consistently high. So, it dropped for 3 months in 2023. For 5 months in 2023. But otherwise, it's been consistently up. So we may only have another bad month, and then my brother's stocks are gonna, or dividends are gonna go back up, and he'll have almost $1,000 a month in dividends coming in. You know, so my brother's crying about it now, but in a month or two, he'll be like, oh, I'm glad I didn't cash out. You know, he's like, right now he's talking about waiting until the stock goes back up and then cashing it out and then diversifying. And I was like, maybe you should take the dividends and use that to diversify. Keep the money you have in there. Because it's going to go back up. It always does. Well, not always, but almost always goes back up, you know, generally speaking. And if you look at BITO's track record, it's, you know, it was only down for a couple months and then it went back up. So they're only going to pay us what they can afford to pay us, generally speaking. So I think I figured out what this IRR means. It's like, so my total profit is up 5.19%. So my IRR is just below that at 4.97%. But my current holdings IRR is in the negative 22.34% because there are certain stocks where I have a negative IRR, and BITO and EETH are two of them. Look at that one. That was crazy. Negative 83% IRR. BITO, negative 36% IRR. And I think that's basically reflecting the fact that I'm like 30% in the negative as far as my profits go. And then EETH, I'm in a negative almost 60% total profit. So I think it's based on that, you know. Different stocks where, and I don't know how this thing calculates the difference between the IRR and current holdings IRR. But anyways, I'm at the customer. I want to hurry up and get in and out of here so I don't have to fight Kansas City rush hour traffic. So let's go back here real quick. I sent my brother this, the hidden dividend stock list. I'll do a video on that here shortly because I found some more hidden dividend stocks. And this is how you can find the Robinhood dividend scanner. Now, Robinhood's not going to tell you about everything because the ones on my hidden dividend stock list are the ones Robinhood's not talking about. The ones you won't find on this list. So basically, you go to the search section and you go down and you find stock scanners, and then underneath it'll either say create or show more. I'm not sure what it'll show you when you're first starting out. Then look for high dividend yield scanner. Then it'll show you this list, and it'll start from the highest dividend yield to the lowest, but it's only going to show you the first 250 or the top 250, or the bottom. If you click the dividend yield, it'll actually show you the bottom 250. So you can start at the bottom or you can start at the top. And I just buy $1 of each and work my way down the list. The ones that pay, and then when they pay me, I reinvest. So if they pay me monthly, I reinvest monthly. If they pay me quarterly, I reinvest quarterly. If they pay me annually, I reinvest annually. So like say this top one, if it pays, you know, I'll throw in $63 when I get paid my dividend. It might only be a penny the first time because I'm only putting in $1. Okay? But you got to be careful with some of these high yielding dividend stocks because some of them have a high yield because they're basically going under. They're going bankrupt. So you want to keep an eye out, you know. One, they may not even pay a dividend. So it's like it says it's going to pay 63%, but that's only because the stock is plummeting and they haven't updated the database. They may have only paid 5%, but as the stock falls, the yield will go up based on what they were currently paying at the last time that they paid out. And so if it's only 5%, but then the stock falls 100%, then it's going to look like it's paying 500%. And it's not. It's going bankrupt. So you got to be careful with that. And then, so I just buy $1 of each, and that way if it goes bankrupt, I only lose $1. It pays me a dividend, and I go in and do some homework. So like it says, and the ones that pay monthly, those are the ones I reinvest monthly in. So I'm putting more money in the ones that are going to pay me every single month. And then over here, you have, if you click this sandwich thing that's got the number 1 on it, it'll show you this. And then what I do is I click stocks I own, and then as I say, don't show stocks I own, and then basically it will, as I buy these stocks, they'll drop off this list, and it'll keep calibrating the top 250 dividend stocks that I don't own in this list. So as I buy them, it'll take them off the list, and then it'll show the next highest one up that I don't own yet, and so on and so forth. So I just buy $1 worth at a time and go down the list, and then when I get paid, I reinvest. You know, if the company's not going to go bankrupt. And so I look at different things like the earnings per share, the IRR, blah blah blah, what the last 5-year growth was, things like that. And if it looks like a stable stock, it looks like I might, you know, it might be around for a minute, it's not going to go bankrupt, I'll throw more money in. So yeah, that's basically what I do. So anyways, I'm going to do my drop and hook, get my paperwork, and then I'm going to get out of here so I can get ahead of Kansas City traffic. I'm in Topeka right now. Alright. Party on. Oh wait, let me go over here to this real quick. I'll just let you chew this over while I'm doing my stuff. And I'll scroll down here in a minute when I get back. Trailer spot am I going? 9:15. Oh, it's right there, right across the street from me. Cool. 56047. Yep, that's what I'm getting. There you go. And of course they jacked the trailer up too high. Luckily, all the trailers I pick up here are really light. So that wasn't too difficult fixing the trailer. But if it was heavy, oh, it would have been a pain in the butt. Hope you're writing these down. Alright, this is the last on the list. Okay. So I'm gonna go get my paperwork and close this out, but that's the hidden dividend stock list. That's probably what I'll label this. But, or maybe how to find high yielding dividend stocks. Or how to find dividend stocks. So, because not all of these are high yielding dividend stocks, they're just dividend stocks that Robinhood doesn't tell you are dividend stocks. And some of these you have to buy at like Webull or somewhere else, because Robinhood, you can't buy them at Robinhood. So Robinhood might not be the best app to use, but I think it's the easiest app to use on the phone. Now on the PC it might not be the easiest, I don't know. Some people like Fidelity better, some people like Schwab better, some people like Webull better. There's tons of them out there. I personally, on the phone, and I only use a burner phone. I don't use, as you can see, I got my Wi-Fi on. This phone only has access to the internet when I let it, to prevent people from hacking my phone and stealing my information. So yeah, I put all my money stuff on a burner phone. That way people don't have access to it easily. And then I've got it like triple password protected. So, and then it only has access to the internet when I tell it to. And I know the government can hack it, but that's a different subject. But anyways, yeah. So these are all the hidden dividend stocks you can't find at Robinhood. And if there's something that's not on this list, hey, let us know so we can look into it. All right, party on, bye.